like that, like, but no tears coming.
2 days before he died, YNW Sack Chaser allegedly knocked out Melly's gold tooth. Years later, the driver who rode with those bodies, YNW Bortland, took a plea after rapping he'd never fold. In this video, we're unpacking the deaths, betrayals, alleged confessions, and industry ties circling YNW Melly's deadliest affiliates. YNW Sack Chaser, Anthony Williams, the fallen architect. First up, we gotta talk about the man who many consider to be the real architect of the YNW movement, Anthony Williams, better known to the world as YNW Sack Chaser. Sack Chaser was born in 1997, making him the oldest of the core YNW members, and from day one, this man was about his business. He wasn't just a rapper, he was a co-founder and self-proclaimed originator of YNW, handling business aspects like promotion. When you think about it, every successful rap collective needs that one person who keeps the wheels turning behind the scenes, and that was Sack Chaser's role. But here's where things get murky, fam. According to court documents, Sack Chaser wasn't just about positive energy. Prosecutors alleged that he was known for an aggressive management style, including alleged extortion via messages demanding cuts from Melly's earnings. Text messages released during the trial painted a picture of escalating tension between him and Melly. One text from August 2018, just 2 months before everything went down, had Sack Chaser warning Melly, "Before I let some happen to me or play with my family, everybody will die." That's not the kind of message you send to your homie unless there's serious beef brewing beneath the surface, and it gets even crazier. Just 2 days before the shooting, Sack Chaser allegedly knocked out Melly's gold tooth in a fight that was witnessed by Melly's girlfriend, according to testimony from Juvie's father. Think about that. 2 days before this man loses his life, he's scrapping with the person who would later be accused of pulling the trigger. On October 26, 2018, everything came to a head. After leaving a Fort Lauderdale recording studio, Sack Chaser and Juvie were found with multiple gunshot wounds at Memorial Regional Hospital in Miramar, Florida, after being driven there by Bortland around 4:35 a.m. Sack Chaser was hit 8 times, 4 in the head, 3 in the back, and 1 in the arm. The initial story was that they got caught up in a drive-by shooting. Melly even went on Instagram the very next day, posting tributes, talking about, "They took my brothers. From me over jealousy, YNW4L." But forensic evidence would later tell a completely different story. Detective Christopher Williams, who has performed over 50 annual ballistic analyses, determined that the shots came from inside the vehicle, not outside. The theory of a drive-by was dead in the water. Today, Sack Chaser's legacy lives on through the music he left behind and through the wrongful death lawsuit filed by his estate against Melly, seeking damages related to the YNW brand's value. His mother, Jana, gave emotional testimony during the trial, saying her son was just a boy chasing lights, not shadows. YNW Juvie, Christopher Thomas Jr., the loyal soldier. Now let's talk about Christopher Thomas Jr., forever known as YNW Juvie, the youngest of the original crew, and by all accounts, one of the most loyal soldiers in the YNW movement. Born on November 20th, 1998, in Gifford, Florida, Juvie grew up in that same tight-knit, economically challenged community that birthed the whole YNW collective. This was a neighborhood where opportunities were limited, where the streets called louder than any guidance counselor ever could, and where music became the only ticket out of poverty. Juvie wasn't just a peripheral member of YNW. He was a co-founder and one of the original architects of the collective's sound. His music, including tracks like Tissue and collaborations such as Youngins with YNW Melly, reflected that raw, street-oriented trap style that was putting South Florida on the map. When you listen to his verse on Youngins, you can hear the hunger, you can feel the determination. We them youngins, we gon' make it out the mud. What makes Juvie's story even more tragic is his family connection to the case. Jay Green, another former YNW member who we'll get into later, was Juvie's cousin. So when everything went down, it wasn't just about the music industry losing a talent. It was about families being torn apart from the inside. On that fateful night in October 2018, Juvie was found with multiple gunshot wounds, 4 in the back, 1 in the head, and 1 in the arm. According to the prosecution's theory, he was shot while possibly asleep in the rear passenger seat of that Jeep Compass.
So this resting angle in this seat, you have the projectile coming in, exiting through the top of the the skull.
The forensic expert's testimony was damning. The trajectory of the bullets and the blood spatter patterns told a story that the defense couldn't easily explain away. Juvie's father, Christopher Thomas Sr., became one of the most vocal advocates for justice. He filed a wrongful death suit in 2021, claiming the killing stemmed from greed over a proposed $5 million global branding deal for YNW apparel and licensing, where Juvie stood to earn $100,000. According to him, Melly didn't even attend the funerals despite being invited, something he sees as a clear indicator of guilt. Today, Juvie's music continues to stream posthumously. Tracks like Tissue have garnered millions of plays on platforms like Spotify and YouTube, and his memory lives on through fans who see him as an underdog talent cut short. His hook on Tissue, "Wipe your tears, we gon' make it," hits different now, knowing he never got to see those dreams materialize. He was only 19 years old when he died. 19, fam. That's barely out of high school, barely beginning to understand what life has to offer. And now his family has been waiting over 6 years for closure that still hasn't come. YNW Cortland Henry, the driver who flipped. Yo, if there's one name that's been setting the internet on fire recently, it's YNW Bortland, real name Cortland Malik Henry. This man went from facing potentially 3 life sentences to walking out of court with a smile on his face, and the streets have had a lot to say about it. Born January 24th, 1999, in Gifford, Florida, Bortland grew up in that same environment that produced the rest of the YNW crew. His influences included southern rap icons like Future, Lil Wayne, Boozy Badazz, Gucci Mane, and Young Scooter. He wasn't the face of YNW like Melly was, but he was an integral part of the operation, releasing his own tracks like Came From and Been Through, which amassed over 2.9 million YouTube views while he was on house arrest. But here's where Bortland's story takes a wild turn. On that night in October 2018, Bortland was the driver of the Jeep Compass. After the shooting, he drove the vehicle to the hospital, claiming that his friends had been hit in a drive-by. Prosecutors alleged that he helped stage the scene by driving around with the bodies for approximately 45 minutes before seeking help, giving Melly time to fire additional shots into the vehicle from outside to make it look like an external attack. For years, Bortland maintained his innocence alongside Melly. The two seemed locked in solidarity, and Bortland even put out a freestyle from jail where he said,
"What the f I look like taking the deal that hurt my What the f I look like giving a f about how y'all feel? I'm a young fly be back to raising hell, prevail."
That freestyle aged like milk in the sun, because on September 9th, 2025, just one day before his trial was set to begin, Bortland accepted a plea deal. He pleaded no contest to accessory after the fact to first-degree murder and conspiracy to tamper with a witness. The deal included 10 years in prison with credit for time served, plus 6 years of probation. The reaction online was immediate. Some called it smart. Why risk life in prison when you can secure your freedom? Others called it straight snitching.
That's an easy way to snitch. And his lawyer gonna do that. A lawyer gotta do that.
Bortland's attorney, Fred Haddad, emphatically denied any cooperation against Melly, stating, "I don't represent snitches. Cortland Henry is not a snitch, and he will not be cooperating or testifying in Melly's trial. But here's the thing, as part of the deal, Bortland agreed to a proffer, which requires him to provide truthful statements to prosecutors about the case. As of December 2025, Bortland is incarcerated at South Florida Reception Center in Miami-Dade County, with a projected release around January 2032. YNW Jalen Green, the one who got away. Now let's talk about the one YNW member who saw the signs early and made the decision that probably saved his life. Jay Green, born Jalen Armand Green. Born January 25th, 1999 in Wabasso, Florida. Jay Green was there from the beginning. He wasn't just some random affiliate. He was a co-founder of the YNW Collective in 2016 alongside Melly, Sack Chaser, and his cousin Juvie. That's right, Juvie was his blood relative, which makes this whole situation even more personal for him. Jay Green broke down his origins in an interview, explaining just how small Wabasso really is.
Population less than 1,000.
Yeah.
How the hell did you make it out from there to, buzzing rap superstar, man?
I went to school, just being in school. People just know me.
His music catalog, while not as commercially successful as Melly's, showed serious promise. Tracks like Rugged garnered over 15 million Spotify plays, and his 2018 EP Waiting to Exhale demonstrated his ability to blend emotional lyrics with gritty production. Features on YNW Melly's 2017 tracks like Youngins amassed over 10 million SoundCloud plays. But here's what separates Jay Green from the rest. He recognized when things were going left and made the decision to distance himself. According to multiple reports, reports, Jay Green left the collective around 2018-2019 due to personal fallout, citing issues with pride and ego within the group. When asked about his reaction to Melly and Bortland getting charged with the murders, Jay Green kept it real.
I think we had just came off tour. Yeah, I was surprised, man. I don't have no explanation, you know what I'm saying?
Jay Green's name did surface during the 2024 trial prep in texts from gang members that mentioned him alongside rappers like Young Thug and French Montana, but these were contextual references about the music industry, not accusations of any wrongdoing. Prosecutors clarified there was no implication of involvement. Today, Jay Green operates independently under 510 Music Group, his own label that he founded in 2020. He's released projects like the 2020 mixtape 510, and continues to make music while navigating the complicated legacy of being a surviving YNW member. In recent YouTube reflections, he's talked about being the last remaining member of the original YNW collective and what that means for his future. What hits different about Jay Green's story is that he lost his cousin Juvie to this tragedy. He had to mourn not just a friend and collaborator, but family. And yet, despite all the speculation and rumors that swirl around anyone connected to YNW, Jay Green has never been charged or implicated in any criminal activity related to the murders. He's focused on his music and moving forward. YNW B Slime, the little brother, holding it down. Every time we talk about YNW Melly's situation, we gotta acknowledge the one person who's been riding harder than anybody else, his little brother, YNW B Slime. Born Jamel Demons Jr. on April 10th, 2007 in Gifford, Florida, B Slime is now 18 years old and has been navigating the complicated reality of having your big brother facing the death penalty while trying to build your own music career. He was raised by their single mother, Jamie Demons King, in the same challenging environment that shaped Melly. B Slime's entry into music happened early. He began recording at age 11, inspired by his older brother, and quickly showed he had the talent to back up the family name. His debut freestyle went viral at New Era Recording Studio in Miami, and tracks like Baby Slime Freestyle have exceeded 10 million YouTube views. But B Slime's most powerful musical statement came shortly after his brother's arrest, a track called Free Melly, YNW Melly Tribute, released in August 2019. The song was a direct plea for his brother's release, and it boosted visibility for both siblings during one of the darkest periods for the family. Here's what's important to understand about B Slime's connection to the murder case. There is zero evidence or charges linking him to any criminal activity. He was 11 years old when the murders occurred and was in Gifford at the time, nowhere near the incident. His links to the case are purely familial and emotional. That hasn't stopped prosecutors from potentially trying to use his music against his brother, though. B Slime's tribute tracks are on the prosecution's evidence list, potentially to be used to argue YNW collective ties to criminal gang activities. Think about that. A kid making music to support his incarcerated brother could have those very songs used as evidence in a death penalty case. B Slime has been vocal about his support for Melly, sharing trial updates on social media and appearing on Instagram Lives during the 2023 proceedings. He and their mother Jamie have been the most visible advocates for Melly's innocence, pushing the Jachin Free Melly narrative while the legal system continues to delay the retrial. Career-wise, B Slime has collaborated with artists like Trippie Redd and featured on Melly's 2024 album Young New Wave on the track 772 Love Part 3, Your Love, which pays homage to their Treasure Coast roots through the 772 area code. His net worth is estimated at $100,000 to $200,000 from streams, live performances, and YouTube monetization. At 18 years old, B Slime faces a unique challenge, building his own identity while being forever connected to his brother's case. Every interview, every headline, every think piece about YNW Melly invariably mentions B Slime. He's had to grow up fast, navigating fame, family tragedy, and the harsh realities of the music industry all at once. As Melly's retrial gets pushed to 2027, B Slime continues to hold down the family name. His slime green chain, a symbol of YNW loyalty, still shines in his videos, a constant reminder that no matter what happens in that courtroom, family is forever. The YSL connection, Young Thug, and parallel patterns. Now we gotta zoom out and look at the bigger picture, because the YNW case doesn't exist in a vacuum. It connects to a larger pattern we've been seeing across hip-hop, particularly with the YSL RICO case involving Young Thug in Atlanta. Let's break down the parallels. Both cases involve rap collectives that prosecutors allege are actually criminal street gangs operating under the guise of music labels. Both involve the use of rap lyrics as evidence in court, something critics call discriminatory against black artists. And both have sparked national conversations about about where the line is between artistic expression and criminal confession. In Young Thug's case, prosecutors alleged that YSL, Young Stoner Life Records, was actually Young Slime Life, a Bloods-affiliated gang responsible for murders, shootings, and robberies. The trial, which became Georgia's longest at over a year, ended with Thug pleading guilty to gang participation charges in October 2024, receiving time served plus probation. What connects this to YNW Melly directly? Detective Danny Polo, who testified as a gang expert in Melly's trial. During the 2023 trial, Polo testified about Melly's alleged gang affiliations, including rivalries with Atlanta crews. He presented 2018 fight footage from Atlantic Records Studios in Atlanta, where YNW's crew clashed with NBA YoungBoy's entourage. This incident occurred approximately 2 months before the murders and, according to prosecutors, escalated tensions that may have contributed to the motive. Polo testified masked due to threats, analyzing hundreds of photos from Melly's phone showing G-Shine blood signs, things like substituting C with B or K in messages, which gang experts interpret as anti-Crip sentiment. He also revealed texts where Melly communicated with rappers like Young Thug, French Montana, and Jules Santana, showing the interconnected nature of these rap scenes. The lyrics as evidence debate is crucial here. In Melly's case, prosecutors sought to use 55 songs with violent lyrics, including 18 audio files and 14 videos, as evidence of gang activity and consciousness of guilt. His hit, Murder on My Mind, which describes killing someone in graphic detail, became Exhibit A for people arguing Melly self-snitched through his music. In Young Thug's trial, the judge allowed 17 lyric sets to be admitted as evidence, ruling they showed state of mind rather than violating First Amendment protections. Defense called it racist against rap, and the case sparked the Protect Black Art petition that gathered over 280,000 signatures. California has since passed legislation limiting lyrics as evidence unless directly probative, and New York followed with similar protections. But in Florida, where Melly faces trial, no such protections exist. The connections run deep, from shared legal strategies to overlapping social circles to the same gang designations being used as aggravating factors. Whether you believe these artists are being railroaded by a system that doesn't understand hip-hop culture, or whether you think they made their beds and now have to lie in them, one thing's for certain: the outcomes of these cases will shape how the justice system treats rappers for decades to come. Kodak Black, Florida Rap Solidarity. We can't talk about YNW Melly's story without bringing up Kodak Black, the Pompano Beach legend who represents everything about Florida rap solidarity and the complicated bonds between artists in this scene. Born Houston Octave on June 11, 1997 in Pompano Beach, Florida, Kodak's story mirrors many of the same themes we see with the YNW crew: poverty, street life, legal troubles, and undeniable musical talent. The man went from the Golden Acres public housing project to becoming one of the most streamed artists in hip-hop, but the journey was anything but smooth. What makes Kodak relevant to the YNW story is his unwavering public support for Melly throughout the legal proceedings. The two Florida rappers collaborated on Thugged Out in 2021, a track that sampled Trick Daddy's I'm a Thug and featured Kodak rapping Free Melly, I'm in the same old boat. The song captured the essence of that Florida rap brotherhood, with both artists referencing their struggles with the justice system. Melly recorded his parts from jail, and the video, directed by Drew Film Edit, blended yacht flexes with robbery imagery. Interestingly, both artists publicly expressed dissatisfaction with the mix after release, showing the raw, unfiltered nature of their working relationship. Kodak's own legal troubles created parallels with Melly's situation. Federal firearms charges in 2019 resulted in 46 months in prison, time that was ultimately cut short by a Trump pardon in January 2021. That pardon, which cited Kodak's literacy program work in prison, sparked debates about who deserves second chances and who gets left behind. The connection goes deeper than music. In 2019, Kodak shared a jail photo of Melly alongside his cousin Lil Soto, captioning it, "Free Q Law Lil Soto and that thing with Melvin." The Florida rap scene is tight-knit, and these artists often found themselves in similar situations with the law. Detective Danny Polo's testimony in Melly's trial touched on the broader Florida gang landscape that Kodak navigates. Polo analyzed connections between G-Shine blood sets in Broward County, territory that includes both Pompano Beach and the area areas where YNW operated. While Kodak himself wasn't implicated, the testimony highlighted how interconnected these rap scenes are with alleged gang activity. The turnaround in Kodak's public image has been remarkable. In July 2025, Pompano Beach officials presented him with the key to the city, praising his philanthropy, donations of AC units to heat-stricken families, holiday, turkeys for hundreds, and rent payments for struggling households. North Miami followed with their own key later that month. As Melly's retrial approaches in 2027, Kodak's support remains consistent. Tracks like Melly's Just a Matter of Slime, 2021, featured Kodak alongside Lil Baby, Future, and Lil Durk, a testament to the industry support Melly still commands despite his incarceration. Whether you view these relationships as genuine brotherhood or strategic business moves, they represent something real about how Florida rappers hold each other down when the system comes calling. YNW Melly himself, the center of it all. And finally, we gotta talk about the man at the center of this entire story, Jamel Maurice Demons, better known as YNW Melly. Born May 1st, 1999, in Gifford, Florida, Melly was raised by his single mother, Jamie Demons King, who gave birth to him when she was just 14 years old. He doesn't know his biological father, and the family struggled with poverty throughout his childhood. These circumstances shaped both his music and, prosecutors would argue, his path toward violence. Melly's legal troubles started young. In October 2015, at age 16, he was arrested for firing shots at 3 students near Vero Beach High School, leading to charges of aggravated assault and about a year in juvenile detention. It was during this incarceration that he began making music seriously, uploading tracks to SoundCloud that would eventually make him a star. His breakout came with Murder on My Mind, a song he recorded in jail in 2017 that describes killing a friend and immediately regretting it. The track peaked at number 14 on the Billboard Hot 100 and went multi-platinum. The irony was not lost on anyone when, less than 2 years later, Melly was charged with doing exactly what the song described. On February 13, 2019, Melly turned himself in to Miramar police after learning warrants had been issued for his arrest. He was charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder and has remained in custody ever since, over 2,400 days without conviction as of late 2025. The prosecution's case rests on forensic evidence showing the shots came from inside the vehicle, not a drive-by, along with alleged digital confessions. One Instagram DM supposedly shows Melly responding, "Shh, I did that," when asked about the murders. A November 2018 video allegedly shows him saying, "There's no regrets for the that I did for that to die." Both of them, though the admissibility of this video remains contested. His first trial ended in a mistrial in July 2023, with the jury deadlocked 9-3, reportedly favoring a manslaughter conviction rather than first-degree murder. The retrial has been delayed until January 2027 due to evidentiary disputes, meaning Melly will have spent over 8 years in custody before getting another shot at freedom. Melly has also faced witness tampering charges stemming from alleged attempts to intimidate witnesses using jail phones. Prosecutors claim he used Blood's gang members via inmate proxies to contact and threaten potential witnesses. In November 2024, Melly sued the Broward Sheriff's Office for cruel treatment, alleging isolation, denial of visits, and deteriorating health conditions. His lawyers argue he's been treated worse than death row inmates. If convicted, Melly faces life imprisonment or the death penalty under Florida's controversial non-unanimous jury law. Despite everything, his music continues to stream. Murder on My Mind has over 1 billion plays, and the Namers Free Melly movement remains vocal on social media. That brings us to the end of this video. For more interesting videos like this, click on the cards on your screen.